Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome secondary 4. Welcome to another physics ride with me, Mr. Divki. So as you can see, I make this special video since I record this video, in the nature. That's why while you see my video, hopefully your mind will be refreshed because you see, some green spots in here. So for today, I'm going to teach you about magnetism and also AC and DC. So for the specific learning objective today is, the first one, you can describe about the property of magnet. Second, you can draw the magnetic field. Third, you can describe the process how to make a magnet by magnetization and how to remove the property of magnet by magnetization. And the last one, you can distinguish between AC and DC current. So let's move. So what is a magnet? A magnet is an object or any kind of material that can produce a magnetic field. You know that magnetic field is like an imaginary line. That one is the field around a magnet that will create a magnetic force. So it will attract the magnetic materials automatically that create a non-contact force, and it will be attracted to the magnet. As you can see, that magnet has two poles, north and south. You can see in here in the picture. So if you want to draw the magnetic field, you need to draw the lines. The lines of magnetic field comes from north pole to south pole. So it out from north and it will goes to the south. You can see the picture here. And then this magnetic field will be really strong near the pole. So it will be really strong in north and south pole. And then it will be really weak around the middle. Now, after you learn about the magnetic field, now we'll learn about the interaction between two magnets that will create magnetic force. As you can see, if you make two magnets, let's say north and north pole, it will create a repulsion. Why? Repulsion atau gaya tolak menolak happen with the like poles. So we already learned that materials that can be attracted by a magnet, it's called ferromagnetic materials. So what's inside this material? Actually, a material can be attracted by a magnet or somehow can become a temporary magnet if it has the magnetic domain. So what is it? Magnetic domain is a group of atoms in which the magnetic fields are aligned in the same direction. You can take a look on this one. So if you see that a material that can be magnetized atau bisa dibuat menjadi magnet untuk sementara waktu, it has the same direction of magnetic domain. For example, in this picture, they are heading to the North Pole. While a material that demagnetized or cannot be or doesn't have the magnetic property, so the magnetic domain are in random direction. You can see in this picture. So it doesn't align. It means that we need to do something to make this magnetic domain to become aligned. Now the question is there a method to magnetize or to make a magnet? And also, is there a method how to remove the property of a magnet? Yes, we have. Let's move to the next section. Okay, so what is the process of magnetization and demagnetization? So magnetization is a process to create or to make a substance to become a temporary magnet. So this process will make the magnetic substance to attain the magnetism in temporarily. It means that we can make all the magnetic domains to become in the same line. For example, it will all goes to the north pole. So the magnetization can be done in two different ways. The first way is by stroking. The second way is by giving the direct current or DC current. So let's move for the animation. I'm going to give the animation and you can learn this process.
So the first method is the stroking method, or we call a single touch method. So here you have a soft iron piece, AB, and you have a bar magnet which has two different poles, north and south, and then you are going to stroke it. Jadi stroke itu kayak digosok-gosok gitu ya, from A to B. And you're going to do this process several times. Okay, remember ya, do with the same direction from A to B. Okay, and then it can be seen that on the edge of A it has north and on B it has south. Now I'm going to flip it and see what will happen. Okay, from A to B I'm going to stroke it again. As you can see, with the same process, if we flip it on the A side, it has also the north pole. Meanwhile, on the other side, it has south pole. Now, I'm going to try to test it, the iron piece, to the iron nails. And you can see that the soft iron piece attracts the nail, showing that magnetism is induced in it. So we can see that this stroking method shows that a bar piece will be a temporary magnet that has the same pole while we do the stroking. Okay, another method how to create a magnet by magnetization is to pass the electrical method. In this way, I'm going to use the direct current or the DC current. Remember, you need to use the DC current if you want to create a temporary magnet. So in here, I have a battery and I got the circuit. And on this one, I have the soft iron bar that has been attached with the wire. Okay, you can see if I close the circuit that the current flows, right? You can see the arrow. The current flows from the battery to the soft iron bar and then it will pass through all the wire on the soft iron bar. So by using this method, by using this electricity, the polarity of the magnet will be happened. So as you can see that there is a north and south. The north is happened or occur at the B point and the south one is appear or occur at A point.
Now, we come to the next discussion, how to remove the magnetic property of a substance. This process is called as demagnetization. So, this process will remove or will make the magnetic domain become in random direction again. So, we have three different ways in doing this one. The first one is by heating and hammering. Second one is by giving high temperature. And the third one is by giving the alternating current or AC.
Okay, another method how to demagnetize a magnet or how to remove the magnetic properties of a substance is by using the hammering or dropping. As you can see, if we hammer the magnet, okay, hammering, dropping, and rough handling of the magnet can demagnetize the magnet. Why? Because it will, make the magnetic property become eliminated or become decreased. Another one is by heating. So if we heat a magnet like this, so a magnet will lose its magnetism if it's heated above a certain temperature and called its Curie point. It means that if we heat until exceeded its Curie point, the magnetic properties will become lost or will be decreased. You can see if we heat the iron, for example, above 770 degrees Celsius, the magnetic properties of iron will be decreased. So it means that the iron can't be attracted by a magnet or can't become a magnet. It also happens with another metal. Okay, so another method how to remove the magnetic property of a magnet is by passing the electricity. As you can see on the picture, okay, on this one, I use the AC regulator. It means that it's different with the previous one. If you want to remove the magnetic property, you need to use the AC current or the alternating current. So it means that this one, the current will be reversed. Later on this video, I'm going to explain to you the differences between DC and AC. As you can see here on the first condition, okay, you can see that the north pole occurred or happened on the right side, and then the south pole occurred or happened at the left side. But then, since the current is reversed, okay, you can see here. So, as usual, we use the wire that attached to the magnetized bar. And then, if we want to use the AC, it means that we can reduce the current to the zero. Now, because the current is reversed now, so the magnet loses its magnetism as alternating current changes direction continuously.
So, you know that to make a temporary magnet, you need direct current. And to remove the magnetic property, you need AC or alternating current. So what is DC and AC current? Now, I'm going to explain to you the differences. Please pay attention with the video.
So in this section, I'm going to explain to you about the differences between alternating current or AC and also the direct current or DC. So as you can see, that alternating current is the current that flows reverse. So it doesn't flow only in one direction, but you can see, so it can flow reverse back and forth. Okay, so we use this one while we use the potential differences or the source of the current will be the alternative one. For example, while we plug something into the main supply. Here we have two different graphs, the current and potential differences. As you can see that both of the graphs, it fluctuates in the same time. It means that the current and the potential differences must be always changed, but in the same way. I mean, it can be either positive or negative. Okay, for example, for the alternating current, while you charge your laptop into the main supply, it means that the alternating current flows to your device. And then, mostly in our country, we have around like 50 Hertz for the frequency of this alternating current, and then we have around 240 volts. What does it mean? Take a look on this graph. It means that around positive 240 volts of potential differences flows. Also, the negative one also happened. And then this frequency around 50 Hz means that the current, it will flow 50 times per second. Remember, the current will always be at the same rate. Okay, so now we move to the direct current. What about this one? So it's really different with the alternating current. It doesn't reverse. So direct current means that we use the direct potential differences. So the current only flows in one way. If we see the graph like that, the graph will always be like straight line like that. It doesn't show the fluctuation. It doesn't show the same rate. Now, for this one, it can be either positive or negative. And you can see that the charge is always flowing in the same direction. For example, while you put your battery, okay, or let's say on your phone, so it means that this one use the direct current, not use the alternating current. Okay, now what about the device that can detect the presence of the current? So we use this one, the oscilloscope. So this device will measure the characteristic of alternating current. So we can get this one, the fluctuative graph, and also we can get the straight line for the direct current.
Okay. Thank you so much, Secondary 4, for joining physics class with me today. So hopefully, you can learn something new about magnetism and also AC and DC current. As usual, if you have problem with physics, please hit me up on WhatsApp, or you can ask me through private comments on Google Classroom. Please keep being motivated, stay healthy, and see you all next week. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See ya.